Welcome to the DMF. I'm Justin Yance. This is part 9. Okay, so wrapping up here. Here are my
Okay.
this is my little inside the actor's studio questions I ask everyone.
Oh,
Do you have a beginning of the day routine?
hmm. Yes. It's something special. I kind of clean up or
Hmm.
my place a little bit and go through my morning ablutions. You're taking care of yourself, your hygiene. And I try, and I did today. I try to do like at least a short meditation in the morning, like 15 minutes. Um,
Hmm.
and every time I do it, it changes the day for the better. I mean, it really does. And then I can do a longer one later whenever there's time, um,
Yeah.
if I can. And I couldn't have written this new script without meditating every single time I sat down to write. I had to do a minimum of 15 to 20 minutes of meditation. The script would never have been done otherwise. So it's a very, very valuable tool. I'm telling writers out. I sound like David Lynch now because he
Yeah.
pushes transcendental meditation.
It
He's
sounds
absolutely
like
right.
a
It helps. It helps the creative person. It helps. It'll help the college student get through all their work. I mean, it really helps.
That's what we should be teaching, I think, in school, like so that kids, when they have peer pressure, they have a place to go
Yeah,
in themselves and they don't have to search for something external, which I think
right,
is what happens. I'm sad. What is it? Oh, food, music, this, that, if you could
right.
just
Buy
go in
something.
you, yeah, buy something, it's always got to be external, but that's short-term gains. The long-term gains are going to come from just being happy yourself. That's where true happiness lies, I find.
I agree. I agree. And the funny thing is, it is within for sure. It's finding who you getting to the source of who you
Yeah.
are, and then once you get towards that, what your mission is, it becomes more
Yeah.
apparent. And you're like, oh, I kind of this is more of my path, not that. And that's a
Yeah.
very powerful thing because once you're in tune, it's very Tao, like the Tao, like a
Yeah.
Taoist philosophy. It's like once you're in alignment with what
Yeah.
you are and your resonance and the universe's resonance, and that's all aligned. Life is magical. It's just wonderful. Um,
Yeah.
and I think anyone can get in alignment, but they just,
Yeah.
you have to kind of to do that.
Say you got it in alignment. Could that be the key to triggering critical thinking?
Yeah, I think at that point it all those things come in, right? You
Yeah.
start to see, I think you naturally start to question. You don't have to be taught that because
Yeah.
you went inward and then suddenly something about reality was revealed to you so clear, like a revelation. There's no question about it. And it doesn't connect to what you were reading in that science book, or you were reading in that Buddhist book, or you were reading in that Christian book. It doesn't connect to
Yeah.
those things. There's something more,
Yeah.
and you were given it. It
You
is
can't be just a
true.
blind
It is
follower. You
real.
have to, you go, I like this. This I agree with. You're able to disseminate between the two. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a universe
Um,
inside of us, and all the answers are there, and
yeah.
that's where you have to look.
Do you have a nighttime routine?
Um, hmm. Wow, this is interesting. I'm not. It really depends on what phase of my life I'm in. I might be in the phase of
Mm,
writing another movie. I might be in the phase of okay, trying to get the money together or the fine or the resources together, or I might
yeah.
just be in between movies and I'm not interested in making a movie right now. I'm just interested in working my day
Yeah.
jobs and doing this or that. So my routines will change depending on what I'm doing, and I like the variety. I'm not a routine type of person.
Yeah.
So I nighttime routine. I really am. I'm really just kind of like watching films and getting really tired on my couch until I'm tired enough to go, and I'm watching whatever I'm watching. Is usually that. That's what it's been lately. In the past, I might have just read in
Mm,
bed until I'm falling asleep. But yeah, so I don't
yeah.
really have anything too specific.
Cool. You already answered this. Do you meditate? But let's talk about what your practice is for meditating. How do you
Mm,
how do you go about it?
yeah. I know a lot of people who are starting. It really helps to have guidance and guidelines. So, and there's a million things on the internet
Yeah.
that can help you with
Transcendental
that.
meditation. That's what I do.
Yeah. But for me, if just I can only speak from my journey, I would really also encourage people to hear this, that this is your practice, so make it your
Yeah.
own. Don't think, oh, that's too silly what I want, or that's too whatever. Like meditation is playful, it's hilarious, it's childlike, it's profound, it's deep, it's serious, it's laughter, it's anything and everything that you can think that opens your heart and that inspires love. I think the key thing is to always focus on love, whatever inspires your heart to open up and feel love. And
Yeah.
that's primary. And then just the simplest things, try to clear the mind, focus on the breath, the breathing. Don't force the breathing, but focus on the breathing,
Yeah.
and don't repress thoughts. Just let them happen and say, okay, now I'm giving this away to the universe. Don't have to believe in God or any of that stuff to do it, because that's, again, that's that's a system that has guidelines, and it stops you from the expansiveness of what reality is.
Yeah.
Because everyone has a definition of God that's limited. The Christians say it's this, and the
Yeah.
Hindus say it's that, and the atheists say it's this, and everyone has.
The
Listen,
weird thing
you've
is you
got
can
all
see the
the answers
similarities
inside
in
you.
all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right. And that love, that compassion, that bliss, is what everything is made out of. The entire
Yeah.
universe, every molecule, and we are part of it. And
Yeah.
you get down to the source like that, you can, it will inform you of everything. It'll tell you all the answers, and you don't need to
Yeah.
go read some book or go online to find it out.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. I love that. Now I'm curious about this. What are you reading?
Oh, okay. Let's see. I just read a
Yeah.
couple books on, God. I mean, there's so many
Are
things.
you a fast reader?
Yes, I have been a fast reader. I can
Wow.
read really, really, really fast, actually. But I like to
How did you
savor
develop that?
things just through reading all my life.
Just
Reading
reading.
since I was a kid, just
That's
books, and
awesome.
um, so I
I love
think,
reading too, but I'm still
yeah,
kind of slow.
I like taking my time with books now. I want to
Yeah.
savor especially depending on what kind of book. I don't know. I just read
Yeah.
a couple books
Yeah.
on animism, on the she. I don't know if you know what this is. It's a Celtic word, Sidhe. It's a Celtic word, and it's about the fairy folk, right?
Okay, cool.
The nature spirits, and to a degree. And so there's a couple interesting books by David Spangler, who worked with William Irwin Thompson, who I mentioned to you before. They've worked together, and I just read a couple of it. That's what I'm reading right now. A couple books by Spangler about that, because I'm very interested in that
Yeah.
whole thing.
I love. So, like, how many books do you go through in a week?
Oh, right now I'm not doing a lot of reading. It's just
Okay.
very little. I'm doing a lot more, watching films or just kind of working on my own projects. So there have been times in the past where I read all day long, not just as a kid, but even into my like
Yeah.
20s and 30s, where I could sit in a chair for 5 hours and not move. I don't know. I can't quite do that now. I'm getting older.
Yeah.
But I mean, like when I was going through my Dostoevsky phase and stuff, it was just like the
Yeah.
most engrossing books I can imagine were
Reading will
Dostoevsky.
inform you. That's another sign of if you're reading, you're going to develop critical thinking in some
Yeah,
ways if you're
it,
reading
it,
a lot.
right. I don't think you have to focus so much on, like, I got to be critically thinking. It's like, just
Yeah.
read, just expose
Yeah.
yourself to great things, to interesting
Maybe critical
books.
thinking is not the right word, but your own thought. You're coming from your own place as opposed
Right,
to what
right.
somebody else is influencing you.
Yeah.
They can influence you, but I think a lot of people just kind of following.
Okay, I see what you're saying now.
That's what I mean when I'm saying critical thinking. I think that,
I think a lot of that then is a lifelong journey. Don't expect, you will
yeah,
never, you will, it's a slow unfoldment that will last until you're 80s, and you'll still be unfolding more. And it's beautiful because you're learning
Yeah.
more and more about yourself all the time. And I would say one big way to really help with that is shut everything off. All media, all now, just shut off all of that. I mean, and just focus on the thing that you choose. So he's like, okay, today I'm going to read this book of poetry by Walt Whitman,
Yeah.
and or for this week, or for the next month, I'm just going to read a bunch of books, but make them good
Yeah.
books. You know, not
Yeah.
not not Dan Brown or something. You know, like great profound mystics that wrote beautiful things that have meaning and depth, and shut off the news, shut off any advertisements, don't expose yourself to anything, um, shut off social media, and even better, if you can, just kind of do retreats and get out into nature where you're not going to even see people, and do vows of silences. I mean, I've done that, like 2 3 day ones, that it's the greatest thing ever, where you don't say a single word for 3 days. And oh my God, it's awesome. It's These are the
Yeah.
things that I encourage people to do, to start to, and then go back into the world. And but you need to first find a little
Yeah.
bit more of yourself, or you don't have anything to offer the world otherwise.
Yeah. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.